Good morning, everyone. I'm joining you from the hills of Tennessee, and they are gorgeous. Although our hotel is right by the freeway, so if you can hear the freeway noise, I apologize. We're on our way to the Identity Revival Nights in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, hosted by Root of Revival. I'm so excited about them. What God is about to release in Sioux Falls, I'm telling you, if you are anywhere in the area, you have to get to Sioux Falls. And it's going to be worth the drive. It's going to be worth the time. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday night at 6:30 p.m., then Sunday morning and Sunday night. Sunday morning at 10, Sunday night at 6:30. Those meetings are going to be so powerful. And so, if you can get there, get there. If you can set that time aside to join us online, do it. If it's too far of a drive, you need to hear the truths that God's about to reveal about hearing His voice, about knowing His plan for your life in this season, and how to have the time to invest in His best plans to reap His best harvest that He's intended you to receive and accept. That abundant life that you've heard about, but it's about to go to another level. It's going to be so good. So today this week we've been talking about repetition for thriving. And as we've been going through these Tennessee, North Georgia, we're moving real close to the horse capital of the world in Kentucky. We'll be driving through that today. And made me think, I've never owned a horse, but I've heard they're a lot like super large dogs. And I know with dogs, if you're not consistent, if you're the alpha at one point and then the next day you just don't feel like it, so you let the animal choose where it wants to go and how it wants to operate and all these things, you immediately lose your alpha domain or your alpha position in the eyes of the animal, where it now thinks it is in the lead and can tell you what's going to happen. You have to stay consistent in training and then beyond with animals, right? It's the same way with the devil. We're talking about repetition for thriving, and I want to tell you, there's a repetition of defeating the devil that God wants you to step into. To not have one day where you're fighting strong, you're accelerating, the enemy is under your feet, and the next day, the enemy is just beating me up. He is taking me out. I'm running, but he's chomping at my heels. That is not how God has designed it. This is not how He wants life to work. No, instead, God has created you to always be more than a conqueror, to always hold your position. God has designed you to be like Him in all things, at all times. And so I want to encourage you, don't give up, don't grow weary in doing good, for in due season you will reap the harvest. Keep going. You are already more than a conqueror in Him. So why change? Why have a day where you decide, I just don't feel like fighting today. I'm just going to let the devil have his way. This symptom isn't that big of a deal. I can deal with this. I can tolerate that. It's just been so much pressure recently. I don't think I can take on another thing. And so, you know what? I'm just going to focus on this and this and those other areas where the devil is attacking. I'm just going to have to deal with them when I can deal with them. No, those are all lies of the enemy to get him to be alpha in your life. You cannot let it happen. And if you're looking at your life and you're saying, man, you know what? I've let him be alpha for far too long. I'm the opposite of more than a conqueror. I'm more than a slave to sickness, to a certain sin, to whatever it is. Today is the day of your salvation. Why? Because God in you, the hope of glory, has already set you free from all of the bondages of sin. That in him, through the Spirit, you are free, and free indeed. Those the Spirit has set free are free indeed. That's who you are right now. And I want to encourage you, change your mind to step into that. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more tomorrow. Repetition to thrive starts with our mind. All right, I got to let you guys go. We got to get breakfast and back on the road so we can get to Sioux Falls for this identity revival. Join me, share it, like it, comment on it, tell others, sow into this, because we're doing this out of our own dime. I'm not going there. It doesn't matter. Sow into it. That would help. You'll reap a harvest like you would not believe. That's the truth. All right, y'all. I gotta let you go. Have an amazing morning, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.